Okay. So, first off, I want to say welcome back, everybody. Let's get these lectures going. I know I was gone for a couple of days. What, baby? I'm trying to get a workspace going to where, like, you know, I love my daughter, but, you know, not everybody loves the sound of children yelling, so I'm going to try to set up a better environment for the stream stuff, but yeah, just please bear with me. Oh yeah, let me turn this down a little bit. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back. Sorry, we're a minute in, live stream going. Okay. So, anyway, what I'm trying to get to is I'm going to be working on getting a better environment for the stream, so that way we don't have any yelling or TV noise or anything like that in the background. Don't get me wrong, I love my little girl. She's my world. She's my everything. And but I know not everyone likes that kind of stuff in the background, so my apologies in advance. Sorry, not advanced. But we're going to continue on about the command line basics. So we got our Ubuntu set up, all that good stuff. That was a process. I'm sure that after you guys finally figured that out, now we can get in. After you've installed your VS Code, all that good stuff. Let's get into the meat of stuff and learning about our command line interface, right? So, command line basics, the introduction. Feeling scared of the command line yet? Or the command line? You're not alone. We have this image of developers staring intently at a black screen with the white or green text flashing. Oh, I believe we read this. Okay, so there we go. Linux. Yeah, we touched over this on the last lesson. I'm trying to remember where we were. It's been a few days. And again, sorry for the lack of progress. Only because we had a busy weekend, wedding to attend, all that fun stuff. So, but anyway, we're going to open up our terminal, right? So Control-Alt-T for Linux. And then once we get that open, we're going to take a look at the text, and it asks, who am I, right? But the money symbol is saying, hey, enter what follows in your terminal. This means that we must include the money symbol when entering any command. And, you know, I don't know exactly what that means. What do you call the money symbol in Linux terminal? The $sign means you are a normal user. Hash means that you are a system administrator. Okay, so it's just saying that the user entering the command. In the example above, we would only enter who am I in our terminal, because this is already included, because that's what we are right now. We are the user and not the administrator. Now that you're aware of what that symbol does, the money symbol, the $sign, take your terminal for a test run. Make sure your terminal is open, type the command as mentioned above. Alright, so I believe we did this, but let's do it again. Who am I? Right? And then we input it, and then it puts it into our terminal as output for who we are. So this is Dev Harley, and this is the name of our user on this OS. So it returns our username. Why learn this now? You'll be making heavy use of the command line throughout this curriculum, and the upcoming installations project will need you to install many different software programs using the command line. Additionally, you'll primarily be using Git within the command line. More on this later as part of the bigger picture. You may well be using the command line on a daily basis in your career as a software developer, making it an indispensable skill in your toolset. Excuse me. So pretty much we just need to learn how to use this, right? Lesson overview. So this is pretty much what we're going to need to learn how to do in this lesson. So we're going to need to learn to describe what the command line is, being able to open it, using the command line to navigate directories, using command line to create a new directory and a new file, using the command line to rename or destroy a directory and a file, and then use the command line to open a file or folder in a program. Okay, so assignment. Many of these resources assume you're using a Mac or Linux environment. If you did, okay, we don't need to worry about that. Okay, number 1, visit the Unix shell course assigned by the Software Carpentry Foundation. And I believe, again, I believe we did read over this. I'm just trying to get a better understanding of what I missed out on. Why isn't it zooming in? Okay, let's go up a little bit. Make a little bit more readable. I don't think I can zoom in. Ah, I can. I can. Okay, cool. I like that. I like that. Cool. Now we can kind of see better what we're working with. For those of you, because like, unfortunately, I'm streaming at a lower bit rate than what I would like. I would prefer to be able to stream at 720p. So I'm sorry to all those users that are trying to learn this with me, and the stream isn't as great as it should be. I hope one day soon, in the near future, we can get some faster internet. But unfortunately, I live in a small town that does not have fast internet. So, but first thing we're going to do is set up, download the exercise files, but skip the software install step. You already have everything. So we're going to have to download the exercise files. That's what I was doing wrong. So let's go ahead and... Oh, look, we can do this too. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I've learned so far, and then we're going to read over it. So let's do CD, or actually, sorry, LSF, which is going to show us... So this is everything in our user file, right, that where we're at. Because right now we're in dev Harley. Actually, let's do LS, right? Okay. I think there was another one too, but okay. So that shows it in like different folder format. But let's go CD desktop, right? So now we're at the desktop, and now we can kind of see what folders we have. So we have an exercise, a project, and a shell lesson data. But let's go ahead and let's go into exercise data, right? And then let's remove exercise data. Oop. Cannot remove exercise data. No such file or directory exists. Oh, okay. Well, then let's go back one, right? So cd ... means we go up a directory. So now let's try it again. Let's do remove exercise data. Am I spelling it wrong? CISE dash cannot remove is a directory. Okay, so maybe I don't know how to do that yet, which is cool. But this is kind of what I know so far, and this is what we're going to get into. So, but just for the sake of this, let's go ahead and remove these project things that I was trying to do. All right, empty trash. Okay, so let's open up back here. So we're going to download the exercise files, and then work our way through, and then we'll with our superpowers that we learn, we're gonna be putting it to use. I don't know why it's not letting me scroll down. There we go. Okay. Hi, baby. Okay, so now let's go here. Let's get these files done. Okay. Introducing the shell, background. Humans and computers commonly interact in many different ways, such as through a keyboard or mouse, touchscreen interfaces, or using speech recognition systems. The most widely used way to interact with personal computers is called a graphical user interface, or GUI. With the GUI, we give instructions by clicking our mouse and using a menu-driven interaction. Using menu-driven interactions, while the visual aid of a GUI makes it intuitive to learn. This way of delivering instructions to a computer scales very poorly. Imagine the following task. For a literature search, you have to copy the third line 1000 text files in 1000 different directories and paste it into a single file. Using a GUI, you would not only be clicking at your desk for several hours, but you could potentially also commit an error in the process of completing the repetitive tasks. This is where we take advantage of a Unix shell. The Unix shell is both a command line interface and a scripting language, allowing such repetitive tasks to be done automatically and fast. With the proper commands, the shell can repeat tasks with or without some modification as many times as we want. Using the shell, the task in the literature example can be accomplished in seconds. The shell. The shell is a program where users can type commands. With the shell, it is possible to invoke complicated programs like climate modeling software or simple commands that create an empty directory with only one line of code. The most popular Unix shell is Bash, Born Again Shell, right? Born Again Shell, so called because it's derived from a shell written by Stephen Bourne. Bash is the default shell on most modern implementations of Unix and in most packages that provide Unix-like tools for Windows. Using the shell will take some effort and some time to learn. While GUI presents you with choices to select, CLI choices are not automatically presented to you. So you must learn a few commands like new vocabulary in languages or in a language you're studying. However, unlike a spoken language, a small number of words, i.e. commands, get you a long way, and we'll cover those essential few today. Alright. So, the grammar of a shell allows you to combine existing tools into powerful pipelines and handle large volumes of data automatically. Sequences of commands can be written into a script, improving the reproducibility of workflows. In addition, the command line is often the easiest way to interact with remote machines and supercomputers. Familiarity with the shell is near essential to run a variety of specialized tools and resources, including high-performance computing systems. As clusters and cloud computing systems become more popular for scientific data crunching, being able to interact with the shell is becoming a necessary skill. We can build on the command line skills covered here to tackle a wide range of scientific questions and computational challenges. So let's get started. When the shell is first opened, you're presented with a prompt indicating that the shell is waiting for input. The shell typically uses the money symbol or the dollar symbol as a prompt, but may use a different symbol. In examples for this lesson, we'll show the prompt as the dollar sign. Most importantly, when typing commands, either from these, and we're going to call it dollar sign from now on. Most importantly, when typing commands, either from these lessons or from other sources, do not type the prompt, only the commands that follow it. Also note that after you type a command, you have to press the enter key to execute. The prompt is followed by a text cursor, a character that indicates the position where your typing will appear. The cursor is usually flashing or solid block, but it can also be an underscope or a pipe. You may have seen it in a text editor program, for example. So let's try our first command, ls, which is sort for listing. This command will list the content of the current directory. So we're going to go here. There we go. Oh, sorry. Let me go back to there we go. Okay, that way you guys can see. And then I don't know if you saw, I used cd, and cd takes us up a directory again. But once you're in your directory, since you're not an administrator, you cannot go any higher than your user file. At least for now. I don't know if we're going to be changing that later, but this is just my understanding of what is going on. Also, I don't know if the music's too loud. Okay. So, if the shell can't find a program whose name is in the command you typed, it will print an error message as such. So let's see if we can find this. Actually, let's clear it first. Do ls, and then we'll do the ks command, right? And it's going to tell us, there we go, ks command not found. And I hope you guys can see this, as this is important. But if not, I will definitely find a way. I would appreciate some feedback, and I'll definitely find a way to see if I can fix the way you guys are seeing the stream. Also, let me turn off my Wi-Fi's. Sweetie. Okay. Nell's pipeline. A typical problem. Nell Nemo, a marine biologist, has just returned from a 6-month survey of the North Pacific Gyre, where she has been sampling gelatinous marine life in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. She has 1,520 or 1,520 samples that she's run through an assay machine to measure the relative abundance of 300 proteins. She needs to run these 1,520 files through an imaginary program called goostats.sh she inherited. On top of this huge task, she has to write up results by the end of the month, as her paper can appear in a special issue of Aquatic Goo Letters. The bad news is that if she has to run goostats.sh by hand using a GUI, she will have to select and open a file 1,520 times. If goostats.sh takes 30 seconds to run each file, the whole process will take more than 12 hours of Nell's attention. With the shell, Nell can instead assign her computer this mundane task while she focuses her attention on writing her paper. The next few lessons will explore the ways Nell can achieve this. More specifically, they can explain how she can use the command shell to run the goostats.sh program, using loops to automate the repetitive steps of entering file names. So that her computer can work while she writes her paper. As a bonus, once she has put a processing pipeline together, she'll be able to use it again whenever she collects more data. In order to achieve this task, Nell needs to know how to navigate to a directory file, or navigate to a file directory, create a file or directory, check the length of a file, chain commands together, create a set of files, iterate over files, and run a shell script containing her pipeline. Alright. A shell is a program whose primary purpose is to read documents and run other programs. This lesson uses Bash, the default shell in many implementations of Unix. Programs can be run in Bash by entering commands at the command line prompt. The shell's main advantages are its high action to keystrokes ratio, its support for automating repetitive tasks, and its capacity to access networked machines. The shell's main disadvantages are its primarily textual nature and how cryptic its commands and operations can be. Okay, so we actually needed where are the okay, not what I wanted. Okay. Okay, so let's download that. Show in folder. Let's see what's inside. Okay. Okay, cool. Let's extract to cancel. Extract to desktop. Okay. Cool. Okay, so now we got that. I just want to make sure that we're in. Okay. The shell is a program that enables us to send commands to the computer. Okay, I got the shell thing down. So we don't need that no more. Let's go back into... Okay. Introducing the shell and... navigating. Okay. So now we're gonna go over navigating into our system, which we kind of got to see, but let's actually do this one time real quick. So we can take a look there, and let's go ahead and go to our desktop. So CD to desktop, and let's see what we got. So now we can see what we have in our folder, and that's pretty cool. And let's actually go in again. Let's go CD shell lesson data, and let's see what else we got in here. So then now we got those, and now we can actually go into CD exercise data, and let's list that again, and then boom, it kind of tells us. So we have 2 more folders, a text file, and 2 more folders. And let's actually go look in there. So we go to exercise data. There we go. So 4 folders, which is what we have, and a text file. So that is really cool. But I'm actually gonna have to stop the stream right here. I'm sorry, I have to use the restroom, so I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, talk to y'all soon.